Being the son of an IAS officer, but my father wants that I continue his legacy of being an diplomat in government of India. Meanwhile, deeper in my mind, I am thinking of something else. I want to be something related to some business, some career in entrepreneurship. Because deep down, I know that I don't want to work for anyone, rather spending time, energy, and money on another's vision. Why not spend that things on us so that you can get your own fruits? So working my own after graduating, after completing my engineering, I did education in entrepreneurship. Right after pursuing the entrepreneurship education, I started my first venture. So first venture is into the logistics sector. I literally copies the taxi aggregator platform into the logistics. Think of it. Taxi aggregator platform works very well. So I think that why not directly copy that into the logistics sector? Good idea, good platform. So now the challenge is how to run that logistic taxi aggregator platform successfully. I tried for 6 months and then got failed. Got failed due to 3 to 4 different reasons. First reason was the technologically inadaptability of the consumer market. Second, I was too young to start because industry doesn't accept me as a 23-year-old person who runs a logistic company. The people mindset towards me being a young age was the first resistance I got on my first startup. Then digital payment things in India are not that much adequate in 2016 back. So that was another resistance I got during my first logistic startup. A small story which I stuck or which I failed is that I designed an app like a taxi aggregator similar app into the logistics sector. I designed a customer app and a transporter app. So when I designed the tempo aggregator transporter app, I found that many of drivers can't use that app smoothly because the app was designed in the English language. And then I later on found that being in a Gujarati company, being a Gujarati entrepreneur, many of my cab drivers or many of my tempo drivers didn't understand the English language. So immediately I modified that app into the local Gujarati language. And I rolled out the app again. Take 2 months of time, and then the beta set 2.0 version came out. And then I found that half of the driver even doesn't understand the Gujarati language. Then I designed the cab app into the color coding system, so that if they got one right, if they accept it, then they have to just press the green button. And if they don't want to opt for that right, then they will press the red button. Very similar, very similar. This kind of challenges you got when you came into the business and go practically on the ground without having an entrepreneurship education much. But when you implement these things in a practical manner, you can face many challenges. So that's the whole topic of today's TEDx is all about the nazariya. That how the nazariya you change, what are the perspectives do you have in your life, in your career, and in your path go ahead. Parallelly, I started PhD in entrepreneurship. So my research, my expertise inclined towards the research field. I read many research papers, I read many case studies related to the entrepreneurship, related to the logistics and all that. So my incline towards research will give me many good inputs that can I implement in my current business. Then I met few rural entrepreneurs way back in Gujarat. Around 6 entrepreneurs I met. So one entrepreneur is a very interesting. They made a cotton weave machine. So typically cotton weave are used in a devotional manner. We call it as a diya, right? So the cotton weave machine they produce. The rural entrepreneur has just an idea then why not I make an automated system to make the cotton weave into that machine, so that if we put a cotton into a machine, then the weave automatically produces. A good idea. But how to implement that idea, how to design that product. So being a rural entrepreneur, they have a little resources with them, but they have an immense creativity in themselves, so that he successfully designed the crafted automated cotton pick machine. That inspired me a lot, that we even don't have any much resources with us to go ahead with, or to start a business with, or to start a career with. But if you have any inclination towards the research, or if you are a creative person, then it's not necessary that you will not get succeed. After failing many times, I changed my model a bit based on the experience, based on the customer feedback, and based on things which I got when I get on the ground. So I changed my model into the enterprise model. Now I serve to the various e-commerce companies. So I'm the one of the pioneers who are the hidden hands behind the all e-commerce segments. Like if you order any parcel from any e-commerce company, the person who comes to your doorstep to deliver that goods is not from that company, but I handle all the logistic part of the company. Then the major setback I got is the COVID. The COVID hit in India and in a world level very drastically. Luckily, touchwood, I am in the business of logistics. Initially, logistics stops all around in India, but gradually people feel that if logistics stuck in all of India, then what are the essential supplies, how to cater all the human needs. So that I lost around 8 to 9 clients at the moment, which I am serving since 3 years because of the COVID impact. And gradually, I got 12 new clients just because of the COVID effect. Because the essential supply things have to mandatory execution, so that people can get all of their ration, all of their daily groceries and all that. So meanwhile, I thought that why not only be dependent only one product or one business. So that's the thing, COVID impacted me and changed my perspective, changed my nazariya towards the serial entrepreneurship. So COVID is the thing which has beneficial to the grocery business very well, because grocery and medicines are only two businesses which are open during the pandemic time. So then I opened one premium government store here in Ahmedabad, so that people can get a good grocery stuff. So that's how I jumped into from a single entrepreneur, I mean a single startup, to a serial entrepreneurship journey. And then PhD research helped me in that old techniques or old studies that conduct based on marketing, based on HR, based on finance. We used, as a student, we used to ignore that studies, or we used to ignore that study part which I got or which we learned from the professor. But believe me, this all tactics, this all studies help me a lot while I go into the practical manner. So currently, I'm working in an e-commerce segment. Currently, I'm having a 3 to 4 verticals in logistics. I started a business in government store. I started my business in the clothing industry. And recently, I'm in the construction field. And now, my dream is to open up a school for the children who can show up their creativity at enhanced level, so that creativity and technology can correlate with them, and they will get good guidance and they will have good career. Correct. So journey in terms of statistics, started my company with a one-person company in one office, and right now I reached my team to 300. So 1 to 300, and from 8,000 rupees of revenue per year to 8 crores of rupees of revenue is a journey I can. So reaching your heights doesn't mean that you arrive at the level or you reach the peak point. But my story is not about the reaching top, but it's all about going multiple. How to multiple your ventures, how to go day by day into the different segment, so that you can get more people, you can have a good amount of database with you, And that's all a thief is all about. So failing is not a stop button for you, but you can take failing as a changing of your nazariya. That if you get fail in your life, if you get fail in any of your business, any of your student career or any of your exam, so don't take it as a failure. The stop button is just to create a perspective and show up to the people or show up to your family that if we can change another a bit, then if we can change a path to a bit, then the stop button can turn it into the play button. So changing perspective will lead to the changing path. Right? We change our thought of the path. And that's the real celebration of Nazariya. Thank you very much.